Good evening. This is Akashvani and I am Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with the news at 9. The headlines. Flash floods triggered by cloudburst cause extensive damage in Uttarkashi district of Uttarakhand. At least 4 people dead and several missing. Relief and rescue operations been carried out on war footing in affected areas. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah take stock of the situation. India and Philippines adopt a 5-year plan of action to guide bilateral cooperation under elevated strategic partnership. Parliament approves extension of President's rule in Manipur for a further period of 6 months. And Russia backs India over oil imports, saying sovereign nations have right to choose trading partners independently. A devastating flash flood in Uttarakhand triggered by a cloudburst in the upper catchment area of the Kheer Ganga River caused large-scale destruction in Dharali village in Uttarkashi district today. Following the cloudburst, the Kheer Ganga River swelled suddenly, resulting in widespread damage. According to the District Emergency Operations Centre, heavy debris in the Dharali market area has severely damaged buildings, hotels and shops. District Magistrate Prashant Arya said, based on preliminary reports, at least 4 people have lost their lives and several people are reported missing. Relief and rescue operations are being carried out on war footing with the help of the Army, SDRF, NDRF, District Administration and other concerned teams. Talking exclusively to Akashvani News, Secretary of Disaster Management in the state, Vinod Kumar said, the administration remains fully alert and is providing all possible assistance to the affected citizens.
काफी बड़ी घटना घटी है और काफी नुकसान उसकी वजह से हुआ है। कई मकान और होटल पूरी तरह से ध्वस्त हो गए हैं। कई को बहुत गंभीर क्षति पहुंची है। कुछ लोगों के मृत्यु की भी सूचना है। केंद्र सरकार से हम लोगों ने एयर रेस्क्यू के लिए चिनूक हेलीकॉप्टर और MI-17 हेलीकॉप्टर मांगा है। मौसम खराब होने के कारण थोड़ी सी दिक्कत हो रही है, लेकिन हम लोगों ने ये कहा है कि जहां तक संभव हो वहां तक भेज दें। वो भेजने की कार्रवाई की जा रही है।
President Draupadi Murmu has expressed condolences to the families affected in the tragic cloudburst incident. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah spoke to Uttarakhand Chief Minister on the incident and took stock of the situation. Mr. Modi said rescue teams are working in every possible manner under the supervision of the state government. Mr. Shah said 3 nearby Indo-Tibetan border police teams and 4 National Disaster Response Force teams have been dispatched to the site and the teams will engage in rescue operations. Our correspondent has the details.
Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami stated that teams from the District Administration, Indian Army, NDRF and SDRF are being engaged in relief and rescue operation in the affected areas. People are being shifted to safer locations on a priority basis and the situation is being continuously monitored.
बहुत तेज गति से मलबा आया है पानी के साथ। हमारा प्रयास है कि इस समय में सभी को जल्दी से जल्दी राहत के काम किए जाएं, बचाव के कार्य किए जाएं। जिला प्रशासन के लोग, साथ में हमारी सेना के लोग, NDRF, SDRF, आपदा प्रबंधन विभाग लगातार कोशिश कर रहा है। हमारी सर्वोच्च प्राथमिकता है कि सभी को इस समय राहत की जाए, सभी को बचाया जाए और हर प्रकार से जान माल की सुरक्षा की जाए।
The Chief Minister also reviewed the relief and rescue operations being carried out in Dharali from the State Emergency Operations Centre in Dehradun. The Indian Air Force has been contacted for support and beds have been reserved in the nearby government hospitals as well as AIIMS Rishikesh. A sufficient number of ambulances have been made operational. Local residents are being shifted to safer locations as a precautionary measure. Sakshi Singh, Akashvani News, Dehradun.
Meanwhile, Army said more than 20 civilians have been safely evacuated. The injured are receiving timely and effective medical attention at the Indian Army's medical facility in Harshil. The Army swiftly mobilized 150 personnel who reached the site within 10 minutes and immediately launched rescue operations. In Himachal Pradesh, heavy rainfall has disrupted normal life in several parts of the state. Rain-related incidents have so far claimed 194 lives, while 36 people are still reported missing. We have a report.
Continuous rainfall has caused rivers and streams in Himachal Pradesh to swell. In Mandi district, the water level of the Koel Dam has risen and the management has issued a warning regarding the release of excess water. Similarly, due to the rising water level of Beas River, additional water is being released from the Pandoh Dam. In Kinnaur district, Satluj River is also in spate. The state government has issued a strict advisory for locals and tourists to stay away from rivers and streams. Meanwhile, the Meteorological Center in Shimla has issued a warning for heavy to very heavy rainfall across across all 12 districts of the state during the next 12 hours. Ritesh Kapoor, Akashvani News, Shimla.
The India Meteorological Department IMD has forecast very heavy rainfall over Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh to the next 3 days. Similar weather conditions have been forecast for Tamil Nadu and Kerala during the next 5 days, with isolated extremely heavy rainfall over Kerala till tomorrow. India and the Philippines have agreed to elevate bilateral cooperation to the level of strategic partnership. The decision was taken during bilateral talks between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and visiting Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. in New Delhi today. In a joint press statement after the meeting, Prime Minister Modi said, India and Philippines also adopted the 5-year plan of action for the period of 2025 to 2029 to guide cooperation under the elevated strategic partnership during the bilateral talks.
आज मैंने और राष्ट्रपति जी ने आपसी सहयोग, क्षेत्रीय मुद्दों और अंतर्राष्ट्रीय परिस्थितियों पर विस्तार से बातचीत की। ये प्रसन्नता का विषय है कि आज हमने अपने संबंधों को स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप का दर्जा देने का निर्णय लिया है। इस पार्टनरशिप के पोटेंशियल को परिणामों में परिवर्तित करने के लिए एक व्यापक एक्शन प्लान भी बनाया गया है।
Mr. Modi asserted that the two countries remain committed to peace, security and prosperity and a rules-based order in the Indo-Pacific region. Mr. Modi expressed gratitude to the Philippines government for strongly condemning Pahalgam attack and standing with India in its fight against terrorism. Speaking on the occasion, Philippines President said that both India and Philippines have agreed to level up collaborations in defense and security.
Safe navigation and security are important, especially for Filipino seafarers who are on almost every ship plying these historic and strategic sea lanes. I again thank the Indian people and the brave men and women of the Indian Navy through Prime Minister Modi for your kind rescue of our nationals in 2024 after a Houthi rebel attack. We recognize India's influence as first responder role in this critical area, and we want to work with you for a free and open Indo-Pacific.
Addressing the media, Secretary East in External Affairs Ministry, Periyasamy Kumaran, said India and the Philippines concluded and exchanged 14 MOUs across various sectors after the talks between the two leaders.
Several agreements, MOUs, were concluded and exchanged during the visit. There were 14 of them. These include mutual legal assistance treaty in criminal matters, a treaty on transfer of sentenced persons, terms of reference on negotiations for the India-Philippines Preferential Trade Agreement, terms of reference for service, staff talks, Army, Air Force and Navy, enhanced cooperation between Coast Guards, statement of intent on cooperation in space, cultural exchange program, a program of cooperation in science and technology, an MOU for cooperation in digital technologies, and an implementation program for tourist cooperation.
Mr. Kumaran stressed that direct flight connectivity between India and the Philippines is likely to be operationalized in the coming months. He said that India has announced gratis e-tourist visa for Philippines nationals. He added that the Philippines has made visa-free entry possible for Indian tourists for up to a period of 14 days. The state visit of Philippines President Marcos commenced yesterday and will continue till the 8th of August. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on X handle at AIR News Alerts. And for details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and download News on AIR app. Proceedings of both the Houses of Parliament were stalled following uproar by the opposition parties over various issues including demand for discussion on special intensive revision SIR exercise of electoral roll conducted in Bihar. The Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha witnessed an adjournment before finally being adjourned for the day. Amid din, Lok Sabha passed the readjustment of representation of scheduled tribes in assembly constituencies of the State of Goa Bill 2024. The Parliament has given its nod to the statutory resolution regarding the extension of President's rule in Manipur for a further period of 6 months with effect from the 13th of this month. The Rajya Sabha today adopted the statutory resolution with voice vote. The Lok Sabha has already given its approval to the statutory resolution regarding the extension of President's rule in Manipur last week. Minister of State for Home Affairs Nityananda Rai moved the resolution seeking approval of the House for the extension of President's rule, which was imposed in Manipur on the 13th of February this year. The last rites of former Chief Minister of Jharkhand and Rajya Sabha MP Shibu Soren were performed today with full state honours at his native village in Nemra in Ramgarh district of Jharkhand today. The veteran Jharkhand Mukti Morcha leader passed away at Sir Gangaram Hospital in the national capital yesterday. Several political leaders attended the funeral ceremony. President Draupadi Murmu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have expressed grief over the demise of former Jammu and Kashmir Governor Satya Pal Malik. The 79-year-old leader passed away in New Delhi today after prolonged illness. The Defence Acquisition Council under the chairmanship of Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today approved various proposals amounting to 67,000 crore rupees. Procurement of these equipment for the Army, Air Force and the Navy will enhance the capabilities of the three services. Chief of Defence Staff CDS General Anil Chauhan has emphasized the need to adopt disruptive technologies, rethink legacy structures and prioritize synergy among the three services to address today's security challenges. He made these remarks while addressing the inaugural edition of the annual Trident Lecture Series organized by the Centre for Joint Warfare Studies in New Delhi. General Chauhan also underscored the importance of technological convergence and integrated operations to ensure national security in the current environment. Pakistan's Tehreek-e-Insaf PTI party today launched a nationwide protest marking the second anniversary of former Prime Minister Imran Khan's arrest. PTI workers and activists took to the streets across the country, claiming that at least 300 PTI activists have been arrested in Lahore in raids conducted overnight. In a message posted on PTI's X account, Party Chief Imran Khan denied any wrongdoing and termed the cases registered against him, including that of terrorism or disclosure of official secrets, as politically motivated. Russia has rejected recent US remarks against India over its oil imports, asserting that sovereign nations have a right to choose their trading partners independently. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov, addressing a press briefing in Moscow today, slammed the United States for pressurizing India, calling such actions illegitimate. He emphasized that each country has a right to pursue trade relationships based on national interests. The remarks follow US President Donald Trump's warning to raise tariffs on India for purchasing and reselling Russian oil. Benchmark domestic equity indices fell amid investors' caution regarding US President Donald Trump's renewed tariff threat over India's imports of Russian oil. We have a report.
The Sensex shed 308 points to close at 80,710. The Nifty fell 73 points to settle at 24,649. The broader market also fell today. BSE Mid-Cap Index lost 0.14% and the Small Cap Index slipped 0.27%. In the foreign exchange market, the rupee closed at 87 rupees and 80 paise against the US dollar. Gaurang Dhawanlal for Akashvani News.
In tennis, three-time champion Novak Djokovic has withdrawn from the Cincinnati Open. The Serbian, who has not competed since his semi-final run at Wimbledon in July, pulled out citing a non-medical reason. The world number 6 is next scheduled to play at the US Open, where main draw action begins on the 24th of this month. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Flash floods triggered by cloudburst caused extensive damage in Uttarkashi district of Uttarakhand, at least 4 people dead and several missing. Relief and rescue operations been carried out on war footing in affected areas. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah take stock of the situation. India and Philippines adopt a 5-year plan of action to guide bilateral cooperation under elevated strategic partnership. Parliament approves extension of President's rule in Manipur for a further period of 6 months. And Russia backs India over oil imports, saying sovereign nations have right to choose trading partners independently. And for details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And that is all in the news at 9. Good night.